Welcome back to Next Human Lab Podcasts. I'm Simon, and today I'm sitting with someone who always reminds me that life doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. Luna, how are you feeling today?
Honestly, I feel steady. Not excited, not tired, not rushing, just present, which feels rare these days. People usually ask, "Are you busy?" Not, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, busy has become the new fine. If you're busy, people assume you're important. If you're calm, they think you're doing nothing.
Or they think something is wrong with you.
What's the weather like where you are?
It's cloudy, but not heavy. More like the sky is telling everyone to slow down a little. Like, "Hey, no rush today."
That's perfect for our conversation. Because today we're talking about something almost everyone feels but rarely understands. Why so many people are always busy, always moving, always doing, but somehow never really growing.
This topic is gentle, but it can also be confronting because people don't usually admit they're stuck. They just say they're tired. But tiredness without fulfillment is often a sign that something deeper is missing.
I used to think that if I wasn't rushing, I was wasting time. My schedule was full. My phone was always buzzing. My mind never stopped. And from the outside, it looked like I was doing well. But inside, I felt strangely disconnected from my own life.
Because your nervous system never had space to feel safe enough to actually absorb your success. It was surviving, not integrating.
That's such a powerful distinction. Surviving versus living.
Many people confuse motion with growth, but motion is just movement. Growth is change. And change only happens when the system feels safe.
So in a strange way, busyness has become emotional protection. A way to avoid slowing down. A way to avoid feeling. A way to avoid asking, is this really the life I want?
Busyness is a socially acceptable way to stay disconnected from yourself.
Wow, we just turned everyone's to-do list into a therapy session.
Sorry, everyone.
But also, you're welcome. Before we go deeper, let's invite our listeners to do something simple. If you can, just relax your shoulders. Take one slow breath and notice how rare it is to pause on purpose. You know, Luna, sometimes I think people believe they rushed because they're ambitious. But the more I observe, the more I realize most people rush because slowing down feels dangerous to their body.
Yes. Rushing is rarely about motivation. It's about protection. When someone says, "I just can't relax," what they're really saying is, "My nervous system doesn't feel safe in stillness."
That hits deep. Because from the outside, they look productive, disciplined, driven. But inside, they're often running from something they don't yet understand.
Most rushing is learned very early in life. If a child grows up in an environment where love is conditional, where attention comes only when they perform, where calm moments are unpredictable, their nervous system learns. Movement equals safety. Doing equals worth. Stillness equals danger.
So later, as adults, they don't know how to rest. They only know how to produce.
Exactly. They don't feel alive unless they are busy. Not because they love pressure, but because pressure feels familiar.
I had a client once, brilliant, hardworking, successful on paper. But every time his schedule opened up, he felt anxious. Not relieved, not grateful, anxious.
Because space feels unsafe to a nervous system trained in survival.
So he would fill his calendar again, not because he needed work, but because he needed certainty.
This is why people stay busy even when they're exhausted. They're not addicted to productivity, they're addicted to control.
So basically, we don't have a productivity culture. We have an anxiety management culture.
Yes, with better branding.
And no one ever taught us how to feel safe without rushing.
Safety was something external. Money, approval, achievement, status. But safety was never taught as something we could generate inside ourselves.
Which means most people grow up thinking peace is something you earn, not something you're allowed to have.
Here's something powerful for our listeners. If you feel uncomfortable when you rest, nothing is wrong with you. It simply means your nervous system has never practiced safety.
And anything you haven't practiced will feel unfamiliar, even if it's good for you.
So the first step isn't discipline, it's gentleness, teaching your body. It's okay to be here. It's okay to slow down. You are not in danger.
This is where growth actually begins. You know, this is where a lot of people get confused because they think being busy means they are growing. But busy is just motion. Growth is transformation. Busy fills your time. Growth changes who you are. And those two are not the same thing at all.
Busy keeps you occupied. Growth makes you different. Busy keeps your nervous system distracted. Growth asks your nervous system to reorganize. And reorganization always feels uncomfortable at first.
That's such an important point. People say, I'm working so hard on myself. But when you ask what they mean, they describe schedules, tasks, habits, productivity systems. They rarely talk about awareness or emotional honesty or nervous system safety.
Because growth is invisible in the beginning. No one claps when you learn to regulate your breath. No one praises you for sitting with your feelings. No one gives awards for learning how to rest. But these are the skills that actually change your life.
Busy gives you identity. I'm productive. I'm disciplined. I'm doing something. Growth takes identity away. It asks, who are you when you're not performing?
That question scares people more than failure ever could.
I remember the first time I tried to truly slow down, not just take a break, but actually be still. My mind got louder. My body got restless. I felt guilty, like I was doing something wrong by not doing anything.
That guilt is learned. It comes from a world that taught you your value is measured by output. So when you stop producing, your nervous system panics.
So busy is safe. Growth is unknown.
And humans always choose familiar pain over unfamiliar peace.
Let's make this practical. Here's how you can tell whether you are busy or growing. Busy feels urgent. Growth feels intentional. Busy feels pressured. Growth feels grounded. Busy avoids emotion. Growth welcomes emotion. Busy seeks validation. Growth seeks alignment.
Busy asks, what should I do next? Growth asks, who am I becoming?
That question alone can slow your life down in the best way.
Because when you shift from doing to becoming, your entire nervous system reorganizes. You stop running. You start choosing.
And suddenly, productivity becomes peaceful instead of punishing.
That should be printed on a pillow.
So growth isn't about doing more. It's about doing from a calmer place, from safety, from clarity, from self-trust. So now comes the question everyone is asking. How do I slow down without losing my edge?
And the answer is, you don't lose your edge. You sharpen it. Because clarity comes from calm, not chaos.
Slowing down safely means you don't force stillness. You introduce safety gradually.
Let's give them 3 simple rituals. Not complicated, not spiritual, just human. Once a day, just sit. No phone, no goal, 1 minute. Let your body learn. I'm safe, even when I'm not producing.
That 1 minute rewires your relationship with time. When you feel rushed, slow your exhale. Longer exhale tells your nervous system, we're not being chased.
Your breath is your remote control. Every night ask, did I live or did I only manage?
That question alone creates growth.
Slowing down is not quitting. It's choosing a higher quality of life.
You are not lazy for resting. You are intelligent for integrating.
You are not behind. You are learning how to arrive.
This is Next Human Lab Podcast, where we don't chase speed. We build safety. Because from safety, clarity is born. From clarity, growth is natural.
You don't need to run anymore. You're allowed to walk and still go far.